You get money back. You get
Yeah.
free internet.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, fly came, try to come right up. So yeah. So overall, what do you think you've learned from being in Uganda, and what do you think your future is here in the country?
what I've learned from Uganda is lower your expectations.
You have to keep it real with them. That's that Atlanta, y'all. This is where I get my rawness is from living in
Yeah. Lower
Atlanta.
your expectations, please.
Hey you guys, my name is Lala. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here in Kampala and I met my friend Chicaria here, and she was telling me about her experience in Kampala, and I thought she had an interesting story to share. So I'm gonna have you introduce yourself.
I'm Chicaria. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. Born
Yes,
and raised.
ATL.
I moved here from Hawaii, actually. I moved here
Hawaii.
from the big island of Hawaii.
Okay, so how long were you in Atlanta and how long were you in Hawaii?
I was born and raised in Atlanta. I left when I was 17 for the Army. I was gone probably maybe the past 15 years. I mean, I've gone
Oh,
back a few times and stayed for like
into
2
Atlanta.
years at the
Okay,
most.
okay. So, when's the last time you've been in Atlanta?
5 years ago.
Okay, and then you lived in Miami, in Hawaii
Hawaii for 5 years.
for 5 years. So, how long have you
Or
been in Kampala?
actually, I've been here for a year and a half
A
or
year and
two
a half.
years now. I got
Okay.
here January 2001.
So, what made you choose Kampala? Like, what put Kampala on the map?
Actually, nothing. It's the first African country I've been to. Uganda is.
Oh, wow.
I actually had been in contact with someone on an adoption through an adoption. What do they call it?
Adoption
It's
agency?
not an agency. It's a
Referral?
yeah. It's like a
Referral
referral
system.
thing. And the person said they had like a child in Uganda that was up for adoption.
Okay.
And so I connected that way with the mother, and I just came to Uganda to adopt.
So, what made you want to get into the adoption process?
So
Wait, before I ask you that, okay, so you are, how old are you?
I'm 33.
33, and you have how many kids?
I have one baby, and now I have another one on the way.
Okay, oh yeah, because she's pregnant now. How
Yeah,
many months along are you?
I am 5 months.
Oh, okay, so you have one on the way, and one that you adopted here.
Right.
Okay, so what made you want to get into the adoption process?
Actually, so I couldn't have children on my own.
Wow. Look at God,
I
look
have
at
been
God.
trying for a very long time, actively trying.
Wow, so
And I mean, I was even going through fertility treatments and everything. And then we were at the end of the treatment route, and they was telling me that I would need to do IVF.
okay.
My insurance would not fully cover that.
No.
Adoption was cheaper.
Yeah, yeah. So you just really wanted to be a mother.
Right.
That's amazing. Like we need more mothers like you know, who's actually looking to nurture and not just your seeds, but also people in the community.
Right.
Yeah. So far, what would you say is your experience?
It's it's not been a really good experience. There's a lot of challenges here, especially if you're not ready or open to those changes that are going to happen, or just to people not being who you expected people to be. That's like a major
So,
thing.
what has been like the craziest experience that you've had? Like, positive and negative. Like, what has been some positive experiences and negative experiences?
Some very negative experiences. So I do not want to do this to y'all, Uganda, but
And people like honesty.
at a certain hospital that I had my baby at, my baby was 2 months premature, so of course he had to be in the NICU.
Mm-hmm.
My doctor found out that he was going to NICU, and she called me and told me, like, to keep my attitude in check, talk to the people correctly, because they are known to let babies die that belong to parents that they don't like.
So why do you think they would do that to people? Is it like hostility because you're American, or
So they just didn't want to work. I was down there every 2 hours. And then here's the thing, like, I had to have an emergency C-section on the sixth floor.
yeah, I had to do that too
And
for my baby.
the NICU is on the second floor.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't give you a wheelchair. So
You gotta walk
you
up
have to
steps.
walk.
Oh
You
my
have
gosh.
to walk to the elevator. If the
What's
elevator's
hospital?
not
Well, I
working,
don't want to put them on
girl,
blast.
we're not gonna do that to them. But yeah, so they basically did not want to work.
So you think it's because of like the pay they're getting, or they're unhappy with their
Definitely,
job?
definitely, it's a government facility. They're probably getting low pay. I know some nurses that make like $30 a month. Like
Oh my
it's not
God.
a lot. Um,
Yeah,
so I'm
that's
not
not
sure how
right.
much they were getting paid, but that's really no excuse
Yeah,
to
it's
be
not an excuse
letting
at
babies
all.
die, newborn
Right.
babies.
Right.
And the way that they were neglecting the babies were, the babies are in incubators. It's a high tech facility first. First and foremost, it's a high tech facility. They have very, very nice equipment that they are not taking care of.
Oh my
The
gosh.
alarms are going off.
They was going off at my
All
hospital
they
too
have
in
to
America.
do is go look and see
Yeah.
if it's an emergency. But they let all the kids' alarms go off the entire time. Nobody ever came.
Oh my
My baby
gosh.
had a razor blade
Scoot over a
under.
little bit.
My baby had a razor blade under his back.
Mm-hmm.
Twice we found a razor blade in his bed on his
So
bare
what did they
skin.
do? You found a razor blade under your baby's bed where he after you gave birth to him. So what happened? Like what did you do?
So, I mean, we were just asking, like, why is that there? They said they used it for something earlier and they lost it. They left it there. But that was twice. And
What are you
then,
possibly using a razor blade for?
so they don't have tourniquets for the children. So they use the little rubber band at the bottom of the glove. And they were cutting it with a razor blade
Oh.
and putting it together there at the bed.
So you think it was a mistake or
It was a mistake, but
intentional?
that's a
Yeah, that's
really
a
bad
huge
mistake,
mistake to
right?
make
That's a
with the
really bad
babies.
mistake. And they
Yeah.
also left a syringe, a needle inside his bed. So it was just like we always had to keep somebody there to
Yeah.
watch, because they were not. He was pulling off his oxygen mask, or the line that goes into his nose. He was just like a wild child in there.
Wow.
So he was doing whatever he wanted. Nobody was monitoring
That's
him.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you would think in Africa you get a certain type of care from your own people.
Oh my God. My surgery was amazing though. Like my
Yeah.
surgery,
Okay,
the
good,
surgical
good.
team was so great.
Good.
I
It's just the
was just
nursing
so
staff is
excited to
just,
have them.
unhappy, clearly. Yeah. But it's
Even
no
the nurses
excuse.
that handled me were very good as
Okay,
well.
good.
So it was only the NICU
Okay,
nurses.
so
And I
it
will
wasn't
say that
everybody.
I did go to the director of the hospital. I only let my baby stay there 3 days. I transferred him, went to the director, told her 9 of them girls got fired.
Yeah.
So I was not playing with them.
So they got fired. Good,
Let
because
me see your
it's not an
manager.
excuse. No matter if you're
Good.
unhappy with your job, you can't just neglect,
Right.
people's
And you
kids.
can't have a reputation like that,
Yeah,
because
representation of your people
yeah,
to.
and not even that. I got a call telling me to watch out for y'all.
Yeah, they like to
So
do that in certain
it
parts.
was like they had already been doing it and nobody was
Yeah.
stopping it. And if they would have went to the director, she was so surprised because she said before she was promoted director, that's what she ran, the NICU, and it was so special to her heart. So she was really upset about that. And so if people would just open their mouths when they encounter stuff like that, just because the standards are different in Africa don't mean you have
that
to
you should
accept
accept
them.
it, right?
Right.
You know, like it's definitely like Africa is not perfect. You know, it's not ideal to romanticize it because they do have problems here, but what I realize is when we speak up on these problems, you become like, like a target.
Yeah,
You
a
know,
public
I get death
enemy.
threats and all
Yeah.
type of stuff when I speak up on what I could see that would improve. You know, and it's like, oh, well, go back to America. And it's like, they're telling us to go back to Africa because that's where we're from. So if I'm here, you know, there's some things that I love, but it's also some things that I see that could improve too.
Yes.
Experiences and you're bad.
So I like the fact that they have mobile money and that you can
Uh,
use it
I love that.
almost everywhere. And
Ooh.
they even have ATMs where you can remove mobile money.
Yeah.
So I like that.
ATMs. I didn't know they had.
Yeah, certain banks allow you to remove mobile money.
Mm.
So being able to transfer my
Mhm.
American money just by telephone,
Yeah.
so easy.
Yeah.
Like I don't have to pay any fees.
Mhm.
So I really like that. And I could just keep, instead of, moving from America, like people think you have money. So
Yeah.
you get your house broken into, people looking for cash.
Yeah. Yeah. And I
As long
learned
as they
not to
don't get
take
my
cash out.
phone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you know that's what they're looking for, and if they see it, it's like, oh, they think she has a ton of cash. Because when I moved in here, I think the guy that was moving my bed in, he seen my laptop, he seen my valuables, and later that night, someone tried to break into my house.
Mm.
And the landlord just did an investigation, like, cause she was like, the door never looked like this. It was looking like someone's trying to break in because he's seen me with cash. He's seen me with my laptop, but it was just cash to get like my belongings once I
Yeah.
got here because I didn't understand the system. But now that I know they have mobile money, like I no longer take cash out because it just attracts like eyes.
Yeah,
You
yeah. They
know.
think you have something. It's
Mhm.
best to not have anything.
Exactly, and
Yeah, it's
access.
best to not have
Yes.
anything at all.
So what's another pro?
Another pro.
You don't have to fake the funk if it's not.
Girl, I'm just thinking, it's
So what's a negative?
okay. Another pro.
Mhm.
I don't know. Like, as long as you're not into politics, it's a pretty safe place. It's pretty
What?
cool. Like it's
Mm.
you really don't have to worry about anything as long
What do you
as
mean by that?
if you are into politics, it could be a very dangerous place.
Like at the politics in Uganda.
Yes,
What kind of politics?
like the presidential
Oh, they like that in
or
Nairobi
city
too. When I visited
councils,
Nairobi.
the big things.
Yeah, yeah,
So as long as you are not like actively involved and might end up being involved on the wrong side of the government, then you really it's really not that bad
yeah.
of a place to live and to like
Mhm.
enjoy the freedoms of Africa
Mhm.
because Uganda doesn't sleep. Uganda does not sleep.
They like to turn up.
They turn up.
So
They
what's
party all night.
Yeah, so this being your first African country, what is the main difference between living in America and living in Uganda? And what city were you in again?
Where
In
in
America.
America, I
Mhm.
lived on the Big Island. I lived on Oahu for 3 years,
Oh,
and
okay.
then I moved
In
here
Atlanta. In Atlanta, yes.
in Atlanta.
Yeah.
No, in Atlanta, like
How,
I said, I left when I was 17. I left 2 days
oh.
after high school graduation.
Okay. And you
So,
said you went 5 years ago too.
yeah, I
Mhm.
was there 5 years ago. I lived in Powder Springs for some
Mhm.
time, and I lived in Union City.
So how does it differ from Atlanta and Hawaii? Hawaii first.
Um, Hawaii first. Hawaii is paradise.
It's beautiful. I've seen the
Hawaii
pictures.
is so quiet.
Mhm.
Well, I was on Hawaii Island, so I
Mhm.
was on my own property, and it's just a quiet place. It's
Mhm.
peaceful. It has its drama, but most of the drama in Hawaii is all from road rage.
They
So
have road rage. I wouldn't think so because
it's
it
the
looks
implants.
peaceful.
It's
It
the
looks.
implants. It's the people who come there from the
Oh, okay. Yeah.
mainland
Yeah.
that cause the road rage because they don't
Yeah.
understand why people are driving so slow.
Exactly.
The beaches are amazing.
Mhm.
So Hawaii is missed.
Yeah. But
Hawaii
what
is
about the
missed.
culture? Like.
Culture wise, I thought Hawaii would be like um, more opening or more accepting to like,
Melanated people.
yeah. um, and it is kinda, and then it
Yeah.
ain't.
Yeah.
I've seen some very, very racist Hawaiians who will tell you that they're not racist, but they'll call you a nigga to your face. Oh, I'm sorry,
No,
YouTube.
it's cool. I mean, they gonna bleep it out.
They will
Right.
straight up.
So
So
yeah, I've heard some stories, but I never really like looked into Hawaii to, truly investigate if it was. And
Hawaii,
actually, Mexico was what I heard. I heard there was a lot of racial profiling in Mexico.
hmm
In Mexico too.
but Hawaii, they don't profile you because of your skin.
Mhm.
They are very loving people, I would say. But the
Mhm.
thing about Hawaii is it's a stolen kingdom,
Mhm.
and if you can't respect their land, respect their people, respect their kingdom, then it's going to be a problem.
Mhm.
And that is totally understandable. Hawaii has a huge tribe of Hawaiians, and
Mhm.
that's the kind of family setting, or like that's just what I
Mhm.
want to be a part of,
Yeah.
a tribe like the Polynesians in Hawaii.
Mhm.
So I really do respect them. I love Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. So, what about being in Africa? Like, what is the culture like
oh
here
my
for
God,
you?
African culture. Okay, Ugandan culture.
Yeah, Ugandan culture.
Um, I can't really say much on
Mhm.
Ugandan culture because the first thing you think about culture, you think about food.
Yeah, yeah. So, what is
Uh,
like the food like
I
for you?
hate
I'm
the
guessing
food.
that's a con for you. What
Uh,
don't you like about the food?
it's the hugest con.
Mhm.
Ugandans will tell me that maybe Ugandans online,
So, what does it taste
specifically on
like?
Instagram, would tell me that I just haven't had the right Ugandan food. But I
So,
don't
what is
know.
it? What is it lacking? Like,
Flavor.
oh, I think that's overall East Africa. Yeah, because when I went to Nairobi, it's the same. They don't have certain flavors, certain spices. I'm like, what?
Like, how do you not have
Have black
this?
pepper? Like what?
And
You
not
know?
even that. It's like, especially with all of the immigrants in Uganda, the
Mhm.
Indian immigrants, you would expect them to use those spices
Yeah,
on
exactly.
their food because they already have things like chapatis. That
Chapati.
those are Indian foods
Mhm.
that we are experiencing and calling a Ugandan
Yeah,
thing,
exactly.
but it's still lacking that flavor.
Yeah.
So that's a huge con for me, is not
Mhm.
not having access to the food.
Yeah, I just gotten accustomed to cooking now because it's just like, certain things that I look for. Like I'm Jamaican, so we like spice.
Yeah,
We love spice. We love, like cinnamon, bonnet, Scotch bonnet pepper, like
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. So, to come to East Africa is definitely like a challenge food wise for me.
Yes.
But I found like just little things that I like here and there, and I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, I can rock with this.
yeah.
But overall, it's just like, I'm
Not
just
the
like,
local food.
exactly,
Yeah.
yeah,
It
and it just need like more variety.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
very bland.
So, what about friendships? Have you made any friendships here?
Um yes, I would
Mm-hmm.
say so.
With who?
Um actually, I met my soon to be husband here,
Mm-hmm.
and
Oh, you did. And when did you guys meet? I'm sorry, I had to get into the juice.
Jews that will not be aired.
So you met him here, and this is his baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that other one is his.
So how is it like dating being with a Ugandan man?
So we have a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. They like to party.
Yeah. How did he court you? Like, how did he approach you?
Girl, we met at the country club.
Oh, okay. I need to be hanging out at the country club. Is this where I need to go? Because,
Girl.
yeah.
Okay,
I need to go to the country. I didn't know guys were hanging out at country clubs.
Yeah,
but, I don't go out looking for guys.
So the ones where you don't have to pay to get into.
Oh, yeah.
This is a country club because the country clubs in Georgia.
What's this name? What's this country club that you went to?
Right here.
What's the name of it? The Golf Country Club.
They call it the Golf.
Okay.
Right, because it's at the golf course. And it's literally everybody in Akrai City will go there every week.
Akrai. I think that name is so funny.
Yeah.
Akrai. You better act right. Get your act right. Yeah.
Everybody goes there. Everybody has drinks there. Drinks. And also here at Her Kiss.
Yeah.
They meet right here at this wine. It's like a little spirits bar.
Okay.
And they drink.
Yeah.
They eat. They commune. So this neighborhood is pretty tight knit. I would say it consists of a few different villages. And that's like sectioned off by streets.
I like this community. It's really nice. Like, I wish I could show them like the views. It's so beautiful. I took some on my phone on the way here of that beautiful view coming and overlooking. It reminds me of Beverly Hills. And some South African was like, how dare you compare them to Beverly Hills? They don't deserve it. And I'm like, what? If you've been in Beverly Hills and you've been here, you could attest to saying that it looks just like the Beverly Hills, you know? And they have the potential to have the development of Beverly Hills, you know?
And this city, Accra, is growing. It's only getting bigger. A lot of people have bought these plots.
This is in Entebbe, though, actually. But Kampala, Entebbe, every part of Uganda, I think, will be extremely developed within 10, 20 years. I could see major
especially
potential.
with the houses. The houses going up, especially in my neighborhood.
They have beautiful houses,
very nice.
Good prices. You're paying how much for your place?
It's $360. It's actually a 5-bedroom.
Wow.
And the master suite has 1 bathroom, and then there's a bathroom in the hallway.
You have a whole driveway, seating area in the yard. Like, that's crazy.
Yes. And I built a chicken coop for my chickens.
So how did your family feel about you coming out here?
Like I said, I left home when I was 17, so I've been traveling for so long that they know that I'm not finna stay
in one place.
They know I'm not finna sit in Atlanta. And it all started because I was like researching my family or whatever, and so when I found out that my mom still lived in the same city where the first known slave for our family was on a plantation, that's when I was like, yo, I gotta get us out of here. Like, I have to leave. I have to go somewhere. I can't be stuck in the same place 300 years later.
I got it. Yeah, so that's how I felt. Like, I was so over New York. I was so over it because it's like, after having my daughter, I needed more of a family environment, a community, and I do not regret my decision because she just can run around the neighborhood. What 2-year-old can run around in their own yard, enclosed yard in America, just running around? You can't do that because they would get snatched up. So, the freedom we have and just the relaxation of just, the safety compared to America, I love it. So what do you think is the difference between dating Ugandan men and American men?
So this relationship has been like super carefree. I don't know if it's. I don't know.
In what way?
I don't know if it's him or if
I think
it's
African
a Ugandan thing. But like, I don't worry. I really don't have to worry about anything, especially when it comes to like infidelity or something like that. That's not even a thing.
Wow.
It's not a thought.
So why is that not a thought? Like, what is it that he does differently than the experiences you had maybe in the past?
I don't know. Maybe it's the confidence, like the confidence in our relationship that he has. It's like he really doesn't worry. Like he don't look at nobody.
Right. Okay. So he's set. He's set.
It's just he's
in love,
and he will let me know.
Yeah.
And he's very forthcoming with his emotions and feelings in that way. So it's not something about guessing.
Yeah. So it's transparent.
Yeah, and it's a very, very easy relationship.
I love that. I love that for you. Like, I would love to just be my transparent self in a relationship. I haven't found that yet, but like, that's amazing. Like, that's the type of relationship I think most Black women aspire to have. So what do you think is the difference between the Ugandan men that is maybe he's affiliated with? What's the difference between them and the men in America?
I think the overall difference would be like their exposure to different things. And it's just my opinion, because I mean, you already know we're not raised the same. Here and there, we're not raised the same. So it's just a different mindset. They both have different.
What do you think the mindset is here and there?
Girl, so we're gonna get some hate mail.
It's okay. Hey, it's all about everybody knows my channel is about transparency. If you've been following me. So what is the difference?
The difference is most African men believe that they are the provider. They need to provide solely 100%. So it's not a 50-50 deal. It's not a 80-30. It's not, it's just there is no split.
That's amazing. So what would he not say allow? I'm not going to say allow, but would he be okay with you working if you wanted to do something?
He would, but the license that I have, like aesthetics and massage therapy, he is against that. You touching on. I'm not gonna lie, massage is intimate. That's my love language is physical touch. I maybe shouldn't tell the world this, but you get turned on in the massage rooms, so that's something I would rather share with my significant other. But I love my work as a massage therapist, and I loved being an esthetician, but he is not having that. He don't want me touching on nobody.
So what about just women?
He don't want it. He's like, no,
nobody gets to touch.
Nobody.
That's good. So okay. All right, so what is another con that you've experienced here?
Another con is having to bribe the police to do their jobs. And also, because y'all know how that is.
What kind of job did you have to?
Police safety. Keeping the community safe.
So you guys have to pay the police in like this type of neighborhood.
Oh my God, you pay the police for anything.
That's weird because in the city you don't have to. We don't have to pay the police.
Do we pay the police in the city?
So it's probably the landlord.
I done drove through Kampala. Police knock on the window like, give me $2,000 right now.
What? Yeah, that's one thing that I don't like about
and that's just because he might have been hungry or something.
Girl,
but then you have
what were we talking about before it cut off?
Were talking about why do you have to pay the police? I had to pay the police to do their job. So someone stole my motorcycle because I started a motorcycle business. I had boater riders. And basically,
oh yeah, you did tell me about this. So you had a boater company, and
they leased the bikes from you. So they were leasing the bikes from me, and the bikes were stolen. So with the bike being stolen,
you think they stole it?
You still need to pay me.
So they stopped paying you, but do you think they stole
They stopped paying me.
You think they stole the bike?
They didn't steal it. We actually seen it on CCTV getting stolen. But the thing is, you gotta pay the police.
You still gotta pay. Yeah.
You gotta pay the police to go look for the person who owe you money, who stole your property.
Right.
The police like, you give me money, I do it, right? But then you have having to pay places like NERA, like the identification registration place, like where you would get your IDs.
Yeah.
You have to pay them.
Yeah, that's a tiring part. It's just Africa, like, because I've dealt with that in different places in Africa, and it's just like, oh my gosh, I'm sick of paying. We are not rich. I wish y'all would just get that through your head.
Yeah, and it's not just targeted at
Americans
Mzungu
either.
Or
yeah,
it's
other Africans too.
They target their own people.
Yeah.
You know, I know plenty of Ugandans that have had to pay the police.
What do you think they target, like the upper class or?
Just anybody.
Okay. Yeah. It's an African thing, because I mean they did it in Tanzania. They do it, you know, and it's like something that needs to change, honestly, because it just runs people away.
Yes, nobody wants to pay the police.
Nobody wants to. It's already
Isn't
hard enough, you know, relocating and paying for this and that and this fee and that fee. And things are cheaper, like rent and accommodations, but when you have briberies and things going on in different African countries, it makes the process tiring, and you're running people away that could be, you know, helping your economy.
And then when the price of eggs is different for you than it is for someone else.
Exactly.
That's just, it's ridiculous that you have to barter. I hate that.
I hate it.
I'm not finna sit up here and argue with you about what I'm finna pay you. If you don't have no set price.
Exactly.
I want to pay you what I want to pay you.
I don't even barter before I get on the boat no more. I just know what the estimated price is per mile, per 5 miles, per 10 miles, and that's what I'm going to pay. And now I use Safe Boater because it already has a fair price, a fair set price already. Yeah.
That's another one. Using Safe Boater, using Jumia to pay for your bills. Have you seen it? Like, you can pay for your light bill, you can pay for your water bill.
I love that. That's amazing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because they keep track of everything for you.
Yeah.
And they give you like 10% cash back. Safe Boater, if you put your money on their app, you get interest.
I didn't know that. Yeah. I've been paying cash, so now I'm going to store money on my Safe Boater.
I keep money on my
she giving me the gems.
And they pay interest on it. And if you come here, don't get Airtel. Airtel is good.
Yeah,
but if you get MTN, you get incentives, you get money back, you get free internet.
Yeah. Oh, fly came, try to come right up. So overall, what do you think you've learned from being in Uganda, and what do you think your future is here in the country?
What I've learned from Uganda is lower your expectations.
You have to keep it real with them. That's that Atlanta. Y'all, this is where I get my rawness is from living in Atlanta.
Lower your expectations, please. Because don't expect to get the same customer service everywhere.
Yeah, the customer service.
Don't expect somebody to put something in your hand. Don't expect them to be happy to see you. Don't expect them to greet you.
Yeah.
Don't expect them to like you. Because why are you here?
Exactly.
Is what they're thinking.
Yeah.
Sometimes they could be territorial in a sense, thinking that you might be coming to take their
over
land, to
but
take
why is it they don't
them.
You notice they do have this disposition towards us, but not the white people who are, or different ethnicities,
honey, so
that's
let's
actually
talk about something real. Because the missionaries can come here and have a wonderful, great experience, or the white Americans or the white Europeans can come here and love every moment of it. And that's because white people are praised here.
Yeah.
They're praised for being rich. They're praised for being white.
That's I think it's starting to, like, I'm seeing this in most African countries that I've visited, because this is like the 5th one that I've been to, and I see it here. Yeah, I do see that here a lot.
Yeah. And I wouldn't say all of them, but a lot of them do take advantage of the situation, and they take advantage of, I would say the men take advantage of the women that they marry, that they take back to America.
Who?
I know the white men.
That they take the Ugandan women back to America.
Yes, they will marry them here.
I see that on
while
90
having
Day.
a wife in America.
Oh my God.
And the woman might end up being some type of slave in America. And
where have you heard this?
I just know that it happened here.
You heard it.
So I just hope nobody's watching.
That is no joke. All jokes aside, like, that's crazy, but it's no surprise.
Yeah, it's no surprise. And I just really do be trying. Like, I don't hate white people, but
there are some good ones. And
I
ones
don't
that's
like
here just
how white gives you a pass in Africa.
Yeah. But they also have frustrations too, because they can't just blend in. They can't be mistaken for Ugandan and get certain privileges.
And that's just some of the ones who aren't coming here to get a wife so that they can buy land and build a business.
Yeah.
Those are real genuine people that want to travel. But then you have people that do want to take advantage of every situation because they are loved. They're so loved just for being who they are. And they, I would say, are treated like celebrities.
Yeah, that's because they have no idea what the evil white people have been doing over on the West. Some people have no idea. And honestly, when you tell them, they don't want to be woken up from the fantasy. They don't want to believe you. I don't want to believe it. I don't want to hear it. I see them as so good in my eyes. I don't want to hear what you're saying. I don't want to hear it. This can't be true. Like, that's the...
Remember, I told you I lived in a village when I first got here. And the lady asked me, why did that white lady marry Jay-Z?
What?
And I'm like, what white lady? No.
Oh, this is what you were telling me about when you said that they think that...
she thought Beyonce was white.
They
Beyonce one
white.
Of us.
Exactly.
Beyonce belongs to us. Thank you very much.
Exactly. What about the one drop rule anyways, Like, she's more than one drop.
Yeah, they don't understand that. So that's also something that like you would have to deal with, because I know a lot of people or a lot of expats that do leave America because of the anti-blackness. They do come here seeking some type of exception from their own people, and sometimes they're not that accepting. And I'm gonna be honest with you,
towards expats.
Yeah. Towards black African Americans.
Yes, exactly.
And it's just African Americans, and it's because of what's portrayed on TV, movies, rap music.
Yeah.
I've been in situations where they ask me, why are y'all like this? Why are y'all so bad?
It's just a division that they cause, the others cause. So
and
it's just
all from what they see
on TV. And this is what Kanye was trying to say. I don't know if you follow Kanye, but they say certain words on here. The Jewish media, okay, you guys know what I'm saying. Like, they have control over, everything, how we're portrayed, how they're portrayed. You know, that's why they put their face on Santa, Jesus, even the Barbie dolls. Like, I can't even find a black Barbie doll for my baby to save my life. Not here.
You will not find a black Barbie doll easily,
and that's a good business opportunity, but I'll go over that.
And what I will say about that, because when I first got here, I was surrounded with children, going through the orphanages and everything, and the birthday cakes were always some type of white image. Barbie or just a white doll. And like, I'm asking, like, why you gave her a white doll?
Exactly. Yeah, because representation matters.
It really does,
you know. When my daughter seen the white baby doll, she was just looking like, I've just never been exposed to this type of face before, you know. But then she was like, oh, it's a baby. So, you know, like, she starts playing with it. But kids need to see themselves in an image of something that's supposed to be seen as beautiful.
Right.
You know, so...
Even, y'all know how we get down in Atlanta with the Black Santa.
Right.
Down at the West End Mall.
Yeah.
And so I was showing, we have flies, people.
Ooh, girl, Africa.
I was showing a video of Black Santa to my boyfriend.
They had a Black Santa at my daughter's school. I was like, really? Yes, he looked like the Santa on Friday. I was laughing. He couldn't even fit in his suit, but I was like, kudos to the Black Santa. I love it.
That must be the new Santa. This man said to me he never seen a Black Santa before, and that even in Kampala they were using white face paint on the Black Santa to make it Santa.
Yeah, so there's clearly a problem as far as like colorism.
Yeah, colorism is a big thing.
Yeah. So I think that's a problem all throughout Africa. I think there's so many cities that have that issue, but I definitely see it here. But there are, you know, when I see things like that, honestly, what I see is a gap in a market. People need to make black Barbie doll companies all throughout Africa and just, you know, make it a trend. And people will, you know, eventually, you know, start buying the black Barbies, because self-love we're evolving as a whole throughout Africa, America. Black people all over the world are evolving into more self-love. So I think if they were to open the market up to, you know, build these type of black Barbie businesses and black hair care and black products, people will buy it. But I think, you know, they just settle when you don't see it there and nobody has a passion to actually start it or creativity. Yeah. But so what do you see your future here in Kampala? Like, do you see yourself staying? How long do you see yourself living here?
This is definitely home.
So you love it here?
I don't love it here. Just to be honest, I don't love it here. But my son is Ugandan. I'm not taking that away from him. And there's definitely no going back to America. His daddy is Ugandan to the bone. He ain't trying to go to no other African country, because this is his home, this is his land, this is where he belongs. So I just see me doing like a double living situation between hopefully Canada and here.
Canada? Why Canada?
Canada, free healthcare.
Right, and especially going through that situation you told me about earlier. Yeah, I would do it too.
And it's mainly for my family, like my children. I'm going to have children that I want to receive excellent health care. And so I've decided that they need to be Canadian and Ugandan citizens. So that's what I'm really striving for.
So I meant to ask you about the adoption process. What is that like? What do you have to go through to adopt?
So the adoption process, nobody here knows the adoption process. Like, the people that are in charge of the adoption process have no clue what the adoption process is. I met with the social worker that was in charge of my adoption process. She had me sign some forms, and I found out like a year later that those were the wrong forms. And like technically I was not supposed to have the child at all, and I would have to start the entire adoption process over.
And how long does that take?
It's a 2-year process.
Oh,
yeah.
Nah.
It's a 2-year process. And I was told before I came here that it was a 4-month process. So I only thought I was going to be in Uganda for 4 months.
Oh, so you ended up staying for much longer than that.
Yes, I have been here forever. And so, and also the lady, her name is Rosemary, you guys. Look her up. Because she don't be doing her job, and she tried to get me to pay for her transport from her city to my city for her to do her job, which was not about to happen. And she wanted me to pay for her to eat throughout the day. You're not getting 2 meals out of me, Rosemary. So, and it was literally like, it was like $100 almost that she wanted just for her to do the home inspection.
Yeah,
that
that's crazy because that's like rent for like a studio apartment.
Yeah, and it's crazy because she had just signed away the kids to me anyway. Like, no, you were supposed to do your inspection first. So
what ended up happening ultimately?
What ended up happening is the boys' dads were able to take them back. Because I guess the situation was either their moms left or the mom died. I'm not sure. I can't remember. And the dad was just a single dad, and he could not take care of his children. And he went back to the orphanage and got his children, requested his children, so they went back.
Oh, okay. I say it is so soothing to have someone here with the same accent as me. Like, it's scary in a way because I haven't heard the Atlanta accent unless I call home. So
I can't let it go. I tried.
With your family, do you see your family coming out here eventually?
I don't.
No,
I don't. My people are not into Africa.
Yeah, I think it's only one out of the bloodline that's usually interested in Africa. But it was nice meeting you. Do you have any final words that you want to say? Any advice that you want to give to my viewers?
Just give it a try, guys. If you see a place you want to go, just go. You don't know what you're gonna get. Life is like a box of chocolates. Like, you don't know what you're expecting. You don't know what you're gonna get. Just try, because when you don't, like, life be boring sometimes.
Exactly.
Like,
it just feels purposeless.
We are born to die. Like, do something
with your life. Live while you're here.
Live. Don't just sit in corporate America when you could literally become a queen in Africa.
Right. And that's why I share these stories with you guys, because I want you to see the truth, the light, the good, the bad, the dark, the ugly, the amazing parts of Africa, so that you can decide what's the best place for me to live. So that's why I wanted to share her story, because she didn't just have like all good stuff to say. I want people who are speaking the truth. I want people who are going to be transparent on my channel. So it was nice meeting you, and thank you for interviewing with me. You guys, this is Chicaria from Atlanta, Georgia, moved here from Hawaii, and she's loving it in Kampala. She's had some bad experience, but she has good experiences too. So thank you for watching. One love. Bye.